Okay, let me check this out. Somebody asked me to look at this. Apparently, Linus Tech Tips did a suspicious thing like a character from Umgus. Almost ruined his career. Wow. Let's see what he did to almost ruin his career, guys.
Certain beauty and a curse that comes with live streaming. If you make a
Yeah,
mistake,
true.
there's no undo button. You can't just cut it out. If it's there on a live stream, it's there forever.
Yeah, I feel that, man. I feel.
And we've seen time and time again that one
Yeah.
single blunder, one little split-second mistake can
What do you
cost
do?
people their entire online career, whether that's from something they say or something they do. In fact, we actually just saw this very phenomenon happen a month ago, where a big
Man.
streamer named Atrioc was live and alt-tabbed, which for a literal fucking nanosecond flashed his deepfake porn on stream.
Why was it in the alt tab? I thought it was like in the this is why when you look at stuff, you gotta like go into private mode. I know it's a pain in the butt to have to keep typing in the same password, but it's worth the inconvenience, bro. You know what I mean? Because now we got people crying about, the people are crying about being deepfake, and I get that it could be like an uncomfortable thing, but some of these people are acting like they were actually like physically assaulted, and it's like crazy. It's just nuts. It's nut bars. So. You really messed us up with Atrioc. You really messed it up for all of us. And now they might ban the deepfakes. How am I supposed to make the deepfakes of Mosley from that's declassified now? They might make it illegal soon. They might make it illegal all because of you, dude. Okay? What are you doing? Okay?
And that cost him everything. Years upon years of work undone in an instant because he jump scared everyone with his deepfake porn, which revealed a lot of awful things about the whole situation and everything that was going on there. Point is, on live streams, there's no going back, and we've seen time and time again this lead to the downfall of an entire career. And we almost saw it again last night with Linus Tech Tips. Linus has built an empire online. He is an incredible creator who has done amazing work for so long now. And last night he almost wiped his ass with the entire fucking thing.
I mean, it's been kind of eye-opening. I've just sort of randomly here and there picked up episodes of old shows that I hadn't watched in a long time from like the early 2000s, and just the casual the casual sort of gay humor.
We've entered the danger zone here on stream. This is like Chernobyl just waiting to melt down because of something he's about to say. But to paint the picture, what he's talking about here is how not that long ago, things were more acceptable in content and media that aren't acceptable today. He's talking about how things have changed.
Yeah, that's why Shane Dawson's innocent. He's not innocent, but like the things he did were considered acceptable. Okay, and people are like, oh, he's a bad blah blah blah. Nope. Listen, I'm trying to be friends with Shane Dawson. At this point, I don't care. Like, I just need you guys to understand. Like, I'm not saying that what he did was good, but he stopped before people even called him out. People are just having a disproportionate meltdown over this shit that he did. It was really edgy, but you guys are acting like we have this habit of assigning negative intentionality to everything on the internet when it's convenient. And you know what? I am fucking quadrupling down so hard. I want to be best friends with Shane Dawson. That's how hard I'm fucking double. I don't care anymore. Okay? I don't give a fuck anymore. Oh, you're so wrong. This is your worst take. Every day, every take I have is somebody's worst take.
Became a member.
Thank you so much. Somebody's like, oh, this is the worst take you've ever had. Bro. And then other people are like, this is the best take you've ever had. What do you want me to tell you? Okay? I'll tell you that I just got my ass kicked. All right? The cat was asking for it. I'm just kidding. But, this is just how the world is, bro. That's how it used to be. And it's changed now, and that's okay. But, Jesus. All right? So.
And in particular, he's mentioning how, like, some shows would have casual gay humor.
True.
Where back in the earlier 2000s, that was a very common thing. Calling something gay.
Why Shane? Because everybody, like, virtue signals over Shane as if he's, like, the worst person in the entire fucking world. It's actually just obnoxious. It's, like, pathetic. It's just annoying. So that's why I'm just like fucking gung-ho as hell. Okay? So. This fucking donation is killing me. Hold on, I gotta wait for it to come through.
Super chatted $2. I know Mosley is out there deep faking you, papa.
That's what I'm saying. I agree. Thank you so much for the support.
It was used pretty much everywhere for everything.
True.
If someone got a cheeseburger that didn't have enough cheese on it, they'd say, that's gay. If you were walking down the stairs, you missed a step and you started to tumble down the stairs, you'd be screaming, this is gay. like all the way down. If a buddy of yours asked to bring his girlfriend along to like the boys' night out, you'd say, "Stop being gay."
I mean, I sometimes still do that. I know that I shouldn't, and I'm trying to work it out of the language. And I have mostly got it down pretty better, but, you know, sometimes I'll just be like, that's kind of gay. But now I just say it if I think it's gay. Like, if your girl uses a strap on you, no, I didn't want to do that. That's kind of gay. People are, no, it's not, Papa God, it's a girl doing it. Okay. Whatever, dude. Your cope. Not mine.
That kind of shit. That's what he's talking about. And he's saying, you know, it hasn't been that long, and going back and watching shows that still have that humor in it was jarring to him.
Oh.
Casual use of the hard R.
Oh, really?
It's jarring. Yeah, it's jarring now. And for
Casual use of hard R.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Like okay, it was an episode of
I respect
American
it.
Dad, and it was just
Really?
like, yeah, it wasn't for shock value. It was just like used.
Buckle your seatbelt because this ride.
I mean, listen, not for nothing. I'm going to be real with you here, okay? The first season of The Walking Dead had the hard R in there. And that was arguably the best season. And now, the 11th season, there are no bad people that are black. All the bad people are white. Because they're so afraid of actual representation. Like, God forbid black people are human and can be bad guys. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying that we should be throwing out casual N-words, but they did say, Merle said it, who was a racist character, and it really, drove home how racist he was. And now, if you notice, they won't even make a black bad guy because they're afraid of it coming off as racist, even though black people can also be bad guys, too. Like, holy fuck, hot take, am I right? So, you know, we've gone... I'm just saying, dude. You know, The Walking Dead was terrible. The end, his last season was abysmal. It was awful. It was awful. So, I'm just saying.
It's getting real bumpy now. The train is getting off the tracks. We're going wacko mode here. So, hard R, as I'm sure all of you probably understand, is a very serious slur.
It's pretty bad.
Like,
yeah,
that's,
it's probably,
that's
pretty
not,
bad.
empty calories. That's no
I
stack
agree.
of potatoes.
The hard, the R slur, that's what we're talking about, right? That's a pretty bad slur. And people act like it's not a slur. And you got to stop, because it is. Stop saying slurs, guys. I know I'm talking about the N-word.
That's a big fucking slur. And he's saying that it was used casually back in the early 2000s.
It kind of was.
Example with American Dad. Now, with my hand on a stack of Bibles, I'll just tell you, I'm not the biggest American Dad fan. I'll just be honest with you. I haven't watched a ton of it. I'm not the biggest spectator of the show. So maybe this episode he's talking about flew under the radar. I never heard of it, never watched it. But that took me by surprise. And I really love Luke's reaction, his co-host here, because you can see him like, hard R, excuse me, what kind of fantasy land are you living in, Linus, where hard R's were casual?
Back in, it was more casual on the internet. I don't know about like in the mainstream, but what, let's see. No, we can't pop it. We're all good people. Bad cope. Yeah, true. I'm fucking even more racist. It was in 2010 is when they dropped the R slur. The thing is like, obviously by 2010 we realized we shouldn't be using slurs, obviously. But like on the internet, things were more palatable. Well, it's like considered more like LOL because like only people on the internet were white people back in 2010. Okay, that's pretty much it. White nerds controlled the world, and they would just say the N-word all the time because they were fucking racist. But in media, it was used a little more. I don't know about the American Dad. I feel like that can't be real. But like I said, Walking Dead, it was crazy, bro.
Because
American
Luke,
Chad.
and probably everyone else in the world can't really recall a time where normal TV shows were dropping racist slurs casually like that.
Whoa.
Right. Well, I mean, here's the thing, right? That was in 2003 or something, like 2002.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna deny that I dropped my fair share of hard R's back then because we didn't even the
too,
term hard R
yeah.
didn't even exist. We didn't think about it, right?
It existed. We just didn't think about it. Listen, I did too, bro. I'm not even trying to be rude. I talk about this all the time. Like I used to say that shit all the time when I played like Dota and stuff. Most of the other really just to other white people. I mean, I wouldn't have known if they were black or not because I'm an idiot. And I learned it from the internet. Like I never grew up saying any of those things. I used to think they're like I never did. It was, and I'm not proud of it. But like back then, you're a fucking, especially as a white kid. Like, what do I know? What word? There's no word you could use on me that's ever going to compare to using the fucking N-word on somebody. So the ability to empathize, especially for like a young idiot fucking white kid, is not existent. I'm not proud of it. Then you get older and you're like, damn, that word hurts a lot. Not me, but like that's, and you feel bad, and it's like that's called growth, But I used to say the worst things in the entire world to like all the people I play games with. Fucking the slurs you don't even know exist. Okay, We used to wish cancer on each other. I mean, the internet was a fucking wild place, bro. Yeah, you disappointed. That's if you haven't heard this take like 17 fucking times. I'm not shy about it. I'm not proud of myself, but this is what happened, bro. I'm not going to pretend that I never did any bad things ever. Okay? I'm like the dragon from Skyrim says, bro. Who's better, the evil guy that overcame it or the guy who's always been good? You know what I mean, dude? I'm just I'm not proud of it, but that's the fucking world was back then, man. It's unfortunate, you know, especially in online spaces. Shit, bro. It's shameful, but it's a damn shame, brother. It's a damn shame, man. You know, I'm not reporting on myself. I don't care. Nobody's gonna cancel me for this. Nobody actually cares. Like, it's what it comes down to. Back in my day,
it's funny because to me that doesn't feel like that long ago.
As a big fan of Linus, when I heard that, I had to stand up from my chair, hands on my hip. I was like, all right, it's over. I felt like a coach who had just watched his team lose the championship ball game. Like, you take my hat off, put it over my chest and say a prayer for him, because I was like, God rest his soul, this is the end of Linus. And you can see Luke, like, he shakes his head, like, in disbelief, and then he's just looking down. And I already know during...
Linus just likes Call of Duty, guys. It's not his fault, okay? That's really what it comes from. Online video games, all right? That's it, okay?
This moment where Linus is, like, admitting to using hard R's casually, he's processing this as like, yep, back to the old grind.
Yep, canceled. Yeah, you know what it is? I think it's like for a lot of like, especially like ignorant like, white people or younger white people back in the day, it was like, what's the edgiest word you could say? And it was the N-word, bro. There was no meaning behind it to me, you know? And then you get older and you learn, and it's like, God damn. But I think that's really what it comes from. It's like, you know, you don't understand like the deep negative impact that it has.
This is where it all ends, huh? This is the end of our run. He was just seeing all the walls around him starting to crumble, the Empire burning to a crisp, all because Linus is just freely loosey-goosey admitting to using the hard R casually often. But do not despair, because not all is as it seems here.
But to my kids...
Are you talking like N-word hard R?
What? No.
Okay. I'm pretty sure that's how people use that term.
No.
I think
I was making the joke before. He was talking about the R slur, like the R word. Like the, you know, which is also bad, and by the way, shouldn't be accepted as acceptable as it, because it's still too accepted today, which comes from like a lack of consideration for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities and even physical disabilities, but it's more for people that are like higher support needed with mental disabilities, and we don't value people like that enough in society. That's a whole other conversation. But hey, even if he was talking about the N-word, bro, he's not wrong about like back in like 2010 or whatever. But that's probably why he was talking about like that's probably what he was talking about with the American Dad using the R slur.
What are you guys talking about? Am I mistaken?
I think so.
This is kind of funny
No,
though.
the one with the like for like mental disability.
I'm pretty sure people use hard R in a very different way than you just used it.
Oh.
Based.
Okay, either
Hard
way.
R means ending.
I understand.
The N-word
I
with a
understand.
hard R.
I understand what you mean. No, I'm not talking about that.
You can feel life
That
being
one-
breathed back
That one's still bad, by the way. Okay.
into the room. Like, once Linus elaborates that he wasn't talking about the N-word, he was talking about the word used with mental disabilities, and collectively all at once the whole room comes back to life. This reminds me of a very famous quote from the late great Uncle Ben, God rest his soul, when he sat down Peter Parker in that car and he said,
Yeah, back then, like yeah.
with great power comes great responsibility. In this case, it's with great power comes great fucking blunders. This was an amazing disaster to watch unfold with, like, the wackiest plot twist of anything. I have never once heard the hard R refer to anything other than the racist slur. So when he just started willy-nilly admitting to using it casually, I couldn't believe my goddamn ears, and I know every coworker was panic texting each other, saying like, hey, really enjoyed our time together, it's fucking over, tune into the stream. Like, I have no doubt that was probably the scariest moment of their careers, listening to Linus just for some reason admit to using the hard R often. And then, of course, the grand reveal where he wasn't actually talking about racist shit, he was referring to something different entirely, and then this is the aftermath of that.
Isn't it kind of sad though that like, oh, sigh of relief, he wasn't normalizing one slur, he was normalizing a different one. That's so much better. Like, it really does goes to show you how regressive we are, or how we still aren't up to speed with like the R slur, where like it's okay, it's exponentially more societally acceptable to use that word. Like, it's kind of sad, you know. It's still kind of sad because that word really is so normalized, and it shouldn't be. Because it's deeply offensive to people, especially those with intellectual and developmental disabilities. And like, we don't care as a society. It's just sad. And it's like, oh, it wasn't the N-word. He was talking about the R slur. Oh, okay, thank God. Thank God he's just disrespecting people with like fucking Down syndrome and not like real people, like black people. It's like, what's the, you know what I mean? Like, it's just kind of sad, bro. It's just kind of sad. It shouldn't be such acceptable language, you know? And I've even seen people make the point, they're like, well, Papa Guy, you have to understand there's two different meanings for the R slur. You know, if people just say it to mean stupid, they don't actually, not referring to people with intellectual disabilities. I don't know how many times I've heard people justify the usage of the N-word by saying it doesn't have anything to do with white people. No. It just means lazy people. And it's like, bro, like, it's the fucking cope is so real, you know? It's just like sad. And I understand that like the R slur socially isn't as bad as the N-word. I do understand that, but like it should be the same. Like that's where we're at, you know? That's kind of where we're at. I'm just saying we should kind of work to be more respectful of the usage of that. And I know there's a lot of people like that are incredibly, for lack of a better term, high functioning with like ADHD or autism. They're like, well, I don't mind it. It's not offensive to me. It's like, yeah, but because like people like me, like I'm somebody with ADHD, like we're not the ones that are being targeted by it. It's people that are living in group homes, people that are higher support needed. It's the individuals that like, you know, like they'll publicly say like, this is really offensive to me. You know what I mean? And it's like, just don't say it publicly. You know, say it privately, I guess, if you want, do your thing. But like, you know what I mean? And it's just like, you know, the conversation's just all fucked on that. So.
Okay, cool. So I'm glad that
I'm
we have
freaking
cleared that
Neo
up.
over here, dude. We're dodging bullets. That was bad.
Okay, yes.
All right.
Right. I forgot about the part where I said, yeah, I just like used it. Yeah, no, actually.
We can breathe. Everything's okay.
Cool. So
right.
I hope everyone likes not having a job anymore on Monday, because apparently I'm a giant racist.
We didn't lose our money in the bank crash. The bank run.
In the audience run.
What a journey we went on for about 2 minutes there with this whole section. Yeah, I just wanted to talk about this because this was the closest I've seen to someone just committing career suicide with a smile on their face during it. Big misunderstanding here, I suppose. And yeah, I just wanted to talk about it a little bit. That's really about it. So yeah.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.